The image of a fearless female Apache pilot laughing through the calms moments before unleashing a devastating strike is more than just a display of bravery. It's a portrait of unbreakable spirit forged in the fires of countless battles. Her laughter, unexpected and defiant, becomes a symbol of dominance in a situation where most would crumble under pressure. In that single sound lies years of discipline, training, and an understanding that fear is a weapon, one that she refuses to hand to her enemies. Facing a trap meant to destroy her, she doesn't panic or beg for backup. Instead, she laughs, a sound that confuses her attackers and asserts control over the chaos. It's not recklessness, but supreme confidence, the kind that only a true warrior possesses. This woman has flown through storms, fire, and gunfire before. Every mission has taught her that the battlefield belongs to those who can stay calm when everything around them burns. Her cockpit is more than a machine. It's an extension of her will, her second skin. When the trap is set, alarms screaming, radar flashing red, she knows she's outnumbered but not outmatched. The laugh she gives isn't about arrogance. It's about knowing herself. It's a declaration that she is the hunter, not the prey. That sound over the comms slices through the tension, unsettling her opponents who expected fear and instead heard amusement. Her courage isn't loud or showy, it's precise. It's the quiet resolve to stay focused when others would break. She knows the terrain, understands her aircraft, and trusts her instincts more than anything else. Every maneuver she executes is deliberate, every decision calculated. Behind that laugh is a mind that's 3 steps ahead, mapping out her enemy's positions, analyzing the trap, and turning it into an opportunity. Fearless doesn't mean reckless. It means embracing the danger and using it to one's advantage. In a world where war often tries to erase humanity, her laughter becomes an act of rebellion. It's proof that even amidst missiles and smoke, spirit and individuality can survive. She's not just fighting for survival. She's making a statement that courage is not the absence of fear, but the mastery of it. Her calm defiance reminds everyone listening that true power comes from within, from the ability to face death and still remain composed. When the missiles finally strike, it's not just a victory in combat, it's a triumph of spirit. The enemies who set the trap realized too late that they weren't dealing with a mere pilot, but with someone who turned fear into fuel. Her laughter echoes in their minds long after the battle is over, a haunting reminder that courage, when paired with skill, becomes an unstoppable force. Through that single act of defiant laughter, she transforms from a soldier into a legend, embodying the essence of fearlessness that defines those who rise above the storm instead of being swallowed by it. The moment the Apache pilot laughs through the comms isn't just a dramatic twist, it's a psychological turning point that defines the true nature of warfare. Battles are not only fought with missiles, strategy, and machines, they are fought within the mind. In that single act of laughter, she reveals the hidden war of emotions, fear, and control that run parallel to the physical conflict. Her enemies had laid the perfect ambush, expecting panic and desperation, but instead they were met with calm amusement. That laughter shattered their dominance. It became a weapon far more powerful than any missile, slicing through their confidence and making them question everything they thought they knew about control and fear. In high-stakes combat, composure is often the invisible line that separates survival from destruction. The pilot's ability to maintain psychological balance under pressure demonstrates an exceptional level of self-mastery. While the enemy was focused on the external, the radar, the missiles, the numbers, she was mastering the internal battlefield. Her heart rate might have spiked, adrenaline might have surged, but her mind remained steady. This inner stillness allowed her to think clearly and act precisely, while those who sought to destroy her were paralyzed by uncertainty. It's a rare kind of strength, the kind that turns chaos into clarity. Her laughter becomes a signal, both to herself and to her foes, that she owns the moment. It's a declaration of mental superiority, a message that says, "You don't control me." In warfare, this kind of psychological resilience is more valuable than armor or ammunition. A pilot who panics loses precision, but one who stays composed can turn the enemy's aggression against them. By laughing, she reclaims control of the situation and turns fear back on its source. The trap becomes her playground, and the hunters realize they've awakened something far more dangerous than they anticipated. This moment also reveals how emotions, when harnessed properly, become tools of survival. Fear, if left unchecked, destroys focus. But when mastered, it sharpens instincts. The pilot doesn't deny fear. She dances with it. Her laughter is the outward expression of her control, a release that keeps her human but unbreakable. It reminds us that composure isn't about being emotionless. It's about guiding emotion toward purpose. The calm voice amidst gunfire, the steady breath while missiles lock on. These are not signs of detachment, but of command over the self. In the end, her laughter teaches a timeless truth. The strongest warriors are not those who wield the biggest weapons, but those who command their minds in the face of chaos. She wins the battle before the missiles even strike, because she has already conquered the battlefield within. That psychological edge, the ability to remain unshaken when the world turns to fire, is what separates a survivor from a legend. Her laugh echoes, not just in the comms, but in the hearts of all who understand that the greatest weapon in war is the mastery of one's own mind. Retribution and strategy define the essence of this story, where every movement of the Apache pilot transforms from reaction to orchestration. Her enemies believe they have her trapped, surrounded, and helpless, but they underestimate the intellect and foresight of a soldier who lives and breathes combat strategy. The art of war has always been about more than firepower. It is about the mind behind the machine. Every missile, every maneuver, every choice she makes in those seconds is the result of years of tactical discipline. She knows how to read the battlefield like a map of probabilities, how to exploit every weakness in her opponent's formation. Her retribution is not driven by rage, but by precision. It is cold, calculated, and executed with the grace of someone who understands that victory is born from patience and intellect, not brute force. As the trap closes around her, she doesn't respond with panic, but with quiet analysis. She studies the pattern of the enemy's fire, listens to the rhythm of their coordination, and waits for that one fatal mistake. Every ambush, no matter how perfect, carries a flaw, and she's trained to find it. The laughter that precedes her counterattack is the sound of realization, of knowing that she has already turned their advantage into her opportunity. Her retribution is not chaotic, it's artful. She maneuvers her Apache into a position they never expected, uses the terrain as a weapon, and turns the attacker's aggression against them. When her missiles strike, it's not luck, it's justice delivered through skill. This story reflects the deeper philosophy of combat, that true strength is not in reacting, but in anticipating. The pilot embodies the ideal warrior, disciplined, strategic, and emotionally detached from the chaos around her. She does not seek revenge in a blind fury. Instead, she restores balance. Her enemies tried to control the narrative of battle, to right her defeat before the fight even began, but her understanding of strategy rewrites that script entirely. She teaches that even in modern warfare, where machines dominate, it is the human mind that determines the outcome. Every movement of our aircraft becomes a metaphor for control, how precision outmatches power, and how intellect dismantles intimidation. The missiles that strike our enemies are not just weapons, they're statements of mastery. Each explosion represents a lesson in strategy, a reminder that the battlefield rewards those who think, not those who merely act. Her triumph doesn't just destroy the trap, it dismantles the illusion that she could ever be outsmarted. In the aftermath, as the smoke clears, her victory resonates as something greater than vengeance. It is the culmination of skill, foresight, and the relentless pursuit of excellence. She proves that retribution, when guided by strategy and discipline, becomes more than payback. It becomes a form of justice. The enemies who once thought they had cornered her are now left in awe, realizing too late that they had never truly been the hunters. She was the strategist all along, the mind that turned their perfect plan into their perfect downfall.